in my congressional district several events here at the Lambeau Ballroom, which is always so fun. And I'm so thrilled to be here tonight to participate in this incredible celebration and seeing just the incredible talent of our community. For example, the dance we just saw, all the doctors, we have neurosurgeons and heart surgeons, we have Dr. Fang and others dancing on stage. It's just incredible to see the many, many talents in this community. So I'm thrilled to be here tonight.
So you grew up in Houston, right?
Yes,
so,
I did.
Before you become Congresswoman, have you interacted with the Chinese community before?
Yes, I have, of course. In fact, when I was growing up, one of my very best friends was Chinese, and we were featured on the front page of the Houston Post back in the mid-1980s, me and my dear friend Emily. And so I had lots of Chinese friends growing up, and of course through my professional life, I've had colleagues and clients as well that are part of our Chinese community here in Houston. Very, very pleased to be able to represent the community in a new way.
For your next this coming term, what is your the things you want to do in the congressional district?
Sure. Well, there's so much to do for our congressional district, for our community, and for our country in this moment. Certainly getting to know people across my new community is my first priority, and then taking the message from our community to Washington about the priorities here. I serve in Congress on the House Committee on Energy and Commerce, and that covers energy and healthcare and a few other things, so working on that. And I also I chair a trade task force. So working on trade issues is very important for our community here. Obviously we have the port, but really expanding that to businesses across our community. In fact, just last week, our United States Trade Representative, Ambassador Catherine Tai, was here in Houston, and I got to take her to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, which was terrific. So making sure that we're continuing to bring the things that matter to us in Houston to Washington and beyond. That's always my priority.
Our goal in terms of bringing more Chinese Americans into active citizen engagement.
It's really important for people to engage, both in voting, but also in sending letters, making phone calls, having meetings, sharing what is important and priorities, and just the perspective of how things are actually playing out here at home. And try to do lots of different events. I send a weekly email every week saying what I've been doing. And so that helps people. Sometimes they don't even know that we're talking about legislation in Washington that's going to affect them. So making sure they know, and then they can let me know if they like it or they don't like it. Equally important. It's really frightening, several of the things we've seen in the Texas legislature, and really SB 147 is taking us back to a period in time that we cannot go back to. We cannot go back to this sort of Chinese Exclusion Act, which is what we're seeing in this bill and efforts like it. And so we really need to be pushing back on these discriminatory bills, and I think it's really important to stand with the Chinese community now. In Congress, we've passed several pieces of legislation to fight back against this ruckus that we've seen in anti-Asian sentiment in the last couple of years, making sure that people know that our Asian American neighbors are Americans and that we're all Americans. I think this is a great example of using your voice. And again, Representative Wu has been such a leader, bringing people to Austin, and many community members. I've met with many at rallies and other events, and the conversation we had last week in Stafford, just to make sure that people know how important it is to speak up. I hope that this bill will be defeated, and we'll do everything we can, both individually as Texans, but also through the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus, KPAC, which I'm a member of. We are also speaking out against the bill.
Thank you so much for your support
Thank
and
you.
being so active in our community.